new employee who's been there 2 weeks writes this letter, and all in the same day it happens. Juliet, I mean, it's just hard to believe their sequence of events.
Right, and it's just factually not plausible if you just look at the time frame at this stage. And so what you're now seeing is them trying to scramble. In emergency management, disaster management, we used to say you can't have good talking points unless you have a good response, and that's exactly, you know, you can't talk your way out of Hurricane Katrina, right? And so that is essentially what you're seeing them do right now. And I have to say, not only do they think we're buying it, you know, it's just worth noting that we are the United States of America, and the rest of the world is watching. Donald Trump's meetings today are viewed by NATO as shocking, if not jaw-dropping. He can't even pick up the phone to congratulate the new president of France, but has time to meet with the ambassador from Russia. And I should say, even an ambassador from Doha tweeted out today, I don't know if she's going to get fired for this.
A U.S. ambassador.
A U.S. ambassador says, increasingly difficult to wake up overseas to news from home, knowing I will spend today explaining our democracy and institutions. I don't know what's happened to her since then.
Bye-bye.
But when you actually think about how we are portrayed, you know, in the past, you know, we've been loved and we've been hated. We've rarely been ridiculed and even less often trolled. And that's what's happening now.
Paul Begala, does any of this make sense to you? I mean, you've worked in the White House.
No. Look, I was, full disclosure, I was not for Donald Trump in the election. And
Is that so?
Frankly, I knew he was going to be crooked. I didn't know he'd be stupid. I always thought he was a smart guy. This is not only corrupt, it's stupid. And get into Jeff's point, you cannot convince anyone that the reason the president fired the FBI director is that he was too mean to Hillary. That's what they want us to believe. It's preposterous. It's stupid. And the problem with this is, if in fact the motive was to interrupt the investigation of allegations that Trump's campaign colluded with the Russians, you know, that was one of the articles of impeachment against Richard Nixon, that he subverted the FBI investigation. And that is really, really serious stuff. If, in fact, we know he didn't do it because he was upset that Comey was mean to Hillary. If, in fact, the motive was to disrupt this investigation, that's catastrophic.
But something like, you say catastrophic, but something like that requires Republicans to start to believe that.
It does. And I do think back to Watergate, where the Senate Republican leader at the time, Hugh Scott, the House Republican leader, John Rhodes, Barry Goldwater himself. In fact, I looked it up. Goldwater told his colleagues on August 6th, just before he went to the White House to tell Nixon to resign, he said, there are only so many lies you can take, and now there's been one too many. Nixon should get his rear end, he used a different word, out of the White House today. The Republicans today, they know Barry Goldwater. They've all put their integrity in a blind trust and jumped on the Trump train.
Do you think we're not there yet?
Well, that may well be. This was 6 years in. This is only 110 days.
Exactly.